up, guys? How you doing? I've been getting a lot of questions lately, dude. I've been putting a lot of different content out there and giving people some ideas, and then been getting a lot of questions, which is cool. I love answering questions. I got a question from a viewer. They wanted to know, since I'm doing both dumpster rentals and junk removal, what's the differences as far as like not just the business, but in the day-to-day, but what else is there that's different, right? What is similar? So yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. But one thing I can share with is that we started out as a dumpster rental company. Our name is Lightweight Debris Removal. Crazy story behind that was we had a different business before this one. You know, everybody has business owners always have different businesses. You know, I had an RV transport business back in the day, just moving RVs and boats. We also did our one before this business, maybe 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago during COVID, we did RV rentals. We were called Lightweight RV Rentals. And the concept was we had small RVs, tiny, that could fit any car, really. We had Tesla owners renting our pop-up trailers, but they weren't really pop-up. They were A-frame type. So it was really light, and hence the name, Lightweight RV Rentals. We still have that business, but we kind of not focusing so much on it because we're doing the dumpster rentals. So what happened was I rented a trailer to an RV rental customer, and he was a fireman. And I noticed he had a bunch of trailers, dump trailers, just the towable kind, in his yard. And he had a sign on there that said something about call me for junk removal. And I was like, what's up with that? You know, and he was like, yeah, I rent these trailers for people to do jobs. And then I was like, wow, man, it's kind of cool. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm renting out these trailers that are like $30,000, $20,000 trailers, and they're constantly getting beat up and broken and dented, and it was killing me. I just couldn't stand seeing a brand new trailer get dinged up. So anyway, he was telling me, he's like, yeah, they get dented up. I just hit it with some spray paint. I'm like, how much are these trailers? Back then, he was getting them for $20,000. Oh, I'm sorry, less than that. $14,000, $10,000, $8,000. They were getting different sizes. He had gooseneck ones for heavy hauling. But anyway, I was like, that's cheaper, and he's renting them for more. So I'm like, this is nice. I'm gonna have to think about this. So anyway, we got into dumpster rentals, and I was having a problem with getting insurance. It was like really hard in California to get insurance. So I got a DOT number, and then I got canceled. My insurance broker calls me up, and he's like, good news and bad news. He goes, I inputted your DOT number in the system, and it came back to California. They won't insure you for 2 years. When you open up after getting your DOT number, it's very hard to get insurance in California, with all the fraud and all this stuff going on here. Everybody's pulling out of California. It's just too expensive, so it's very hard to get commercial insurance here. So I got canceled. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had 30 days to get a new policy on top of not being able to get commercial insurance for my dumpster business. And what happened was I get a call, and he was like, look, man, I got you some good news is I got you some insurance. You're good to go, but you're no longer going to be North County Dumpster Rentals. Your new name is Lightweight Debris Removal. You haul couches in a pickup truck. And he goes, and you're going to have to be like that for a while. I said, all right, cool. For 2 years, I thought I would just hang with the name Lightweight Debris Removal and then change the business. But we already got our clientele. People know the name. The name stuck. It's kind of like a nickname. Nicknames are given. You can't name yourself. I can't name myself the Beast or something like that. It's got to be given, right? And same with our name. So I look at it like that. Our name was given to us through weird circumstances. And another thing is, I love the name. People don't call me. If they call me and say, hey, man, I got a load of concrete. Nah, lightweight, bro. I don't want to carry anything heavy. I'm not trying to kill my equipment, So the name's pretty cool. It kind of people don't call us for heavy loads, And then if they say something like, why are you lightweight? Because we got huge trucks, man. I got a Freightliner now. It's all pretty good sized trucks. It's not the biggest, but it's not lightweight. And I got we got the Isuzu, and we move big stuff, you know. We will do dirt and concrete, and I have a tractor. But I'll say something like, the price is lightweight, or we make your life lightweight, you know, something cool with that. So anyway, so that's just the funny thing about the whole thing. Getting into this business, it's really hard, man. It's not fun, you know. It's like, it's very hard to get in there, stressful. But once you get established and we hit that 2-year mark, and now we're no longer a startup company, oh man, I could go get a truck tomorrow if I wanted. They'll give me anything I want. But that first 2 years is very hard. The first year, I mean, man, it's just, you know how it is. But if you're getting started in this junk removal business, man, hit me up. I'll tell you what I would do if I was to start over again. I would do it a little different, and at the same time, I would have done a lot of things the same. Yeah, it's just those people asking, like, what's the difference, you know? So what's the difference is with junk removal, you gotta pretty much go out and give estimates, or over the phone estimate, or maybe you gotta send a text message, you know, requesting pictures, and then you kind of give a ballpark. And with dumpster rentals, people pay ahead of time, so it's already booked. I take a full credit card payment for the whole dumpster rental ahead of time, and then later on, if there's any overages, I have their credit card, right? So I just charge it at the end, and I make them fully aware, like, hey, I'm giving this much tonnage with that price, and if there's any overages, you're responsible, you know. And you know, they're pretty well aware of what can they put in the dumpster, what's not allowed, all that good stuff. And for the time limit, how long can they rent this dumpster, or how long are they getting it for? So we make it very clear, and we have different prices. So sometimes, you know, for greens, or maybe it's cardboard, you know, not going to charge the same prices. Or a homeowner that's right down the street, or versus a homeowner in San Ysidro by the Mexico border, you know, that's 80 miles from here. So that's what's nice. With the dumpster rental, man, it's so easy. I take the payment, I'm already paid up, man. It's boom, I take the money, it's in my account like yesterday, right? So fast. But with a junk removal job, you know, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go out there in 2 days. I'm giving you an estimate based on volume in our truck, quarter load, half load, 3/4, and full, you know. And then you don't really want to give too much pricing, because they're shopping around on a junk removal job, so they get some money less. You know, it's just really hard. So what I try to do is, from watching a lot of videos out there, what I do is I'll give them an estimate. You know, I'll give them you know, and this is coming from my buddy FS Hauling here in San Marcos. He gave me this game right here. I saw a lot of this on YouTube, but he hooked me up. What we do is, based on what he helped me out with, he's like, look, man, just give an estimate, around the park estimate for what's the lowest and what you would think would be the most expensive. And that way, what it is, people hear a different number, right? If I tell somebody it's gonna be 120 to 300, they may hear 120. The next person heard the same exact quote, and they might have heard 300, right? So it's just the way people are, and you can kind of gauge if they're trying to be a cheapskate, or are they a legitimate customer, you know? Like, sometimes we get, like, someone's like, I got a couch. Oh, cool. It's very good condition. You could sell this thing. And it's like, no, we're not selling anything. Even if we were, it doesn't matter. Couches are $110, right? That's if it's downstairs, outside, or in the garage. It's got to go on the second story. It's going to be a little bit more. If it's a sleeper couch, it's going to be more. You know, if it's a king size L-shaped couch with a bed on it, it's going to be more. But a lot of times what we do is we just say, hey, it's going to be, but we try to do is just say, hey, we're going to come out there and give you an in-person quote. A lot of times they're savvy to that, and they're like, nope, I want a price. I don't want anybody coming to my house unless we already got a price set up, you know. Those are the ones a little more difficult, and then we'll give them a range, and then they're like, okay, and then when we get out there, we give them a final price, a quote. But it's just an estimate up until then. If they're really trying to, like, lowball us and try to, like, it's really good, I only want to pay $20, well, you know what, there you go find someone to do it else, you know, someone else to do it for $20. You're not my customer, basically, you know. Not being mean or anything, it's just that there's another guy out there that will do it for $20 and be happy, but we're just not that company because we can't afford that. You know, the leads that we get are always over $20, $30, $40 just for the lead. The fuel to get out there is another 20 bucks. It's going to be an hour for my time or more, depending. And then you got dump fees. So just for me to even answer the phone would cost me 20 bucks. Just to show up to their door, it's going to be 60 bucks just to show up to someone's house. So if I take a couch for 40, I actually lost $20, you know? So anyway, long story short, what we're trying to do is find the jobs that pay. So I'm not interested in the one couch. I used to be, but now I'm interested in a full truck. I want someone to spend $600 to $800, right? So how are you going to get them to do that? Is by not taking the lowball jobs, those $100 jobs. Just skip over those, give them a high quote, $150 for a couch. If they take it, they take it. If not, they move on. It's all good. But what's going on is that you just can't take every job. You're just going to burn up your equipment, burn you out, and you're doing a $100 job and you're not answering the phone for that big job that was supposed to be coming through for you. That's your customers, that big dog payers. You know what I mean? Someone's going to pay the money that you want, right? So this is what I learned. It was a hard process, man. It took me 8 months of lowball and getting screwed on jobs, you know, or showing up, and I gave a price, and then underneath it, it's like concrete, and I take it anyway, just so I don't get in an argument, and then it's like, get screwed. You know, so it's just all that headache. So basically, after 8 months, I figured it out. Don't take the job unless it's my customer. My customer is someone who understands what goes into a junk removal job. They're willing to pay for that service. I'm going to give them that service too, right? It's not just like I'm showing up, throwing it in a truck and leave. Like I said on the other videos, I clean out the garage. I'll sweep up everywhere. I'll ask them at the end, is there anything else? Anything extra? If they got extra stuff, I'm throwing it in for free. But it's just a service. I'm not going to nickel and dime people. But at the same time, I don't want to be nickel and dimed, right? So anyway, that's my rant right there on that. It's just junk removal is really hard. And here's the pro tip I was going to give you at the end was that once the person, you feel comfortable with them and they feel comfortable with you and it sounds like it's a go, what I try to do now is take a 10% deposit, right? This is the big game that I learned how to do is just take a 10% deposit. It's like 20, 30 bucks. Well, what happens is I send them a Venmo link and I say, here, I need, just give me 10% of the job, whatever it is, 20%. And then someone gives you the money. Well, they feel pretty obligated, right? If you give someone a deposit, it's really hard to like cancel and go with somebody else. You know, you already talked to the person, the price is established, you already got the down payment. You're set, man. You're really set. It's really hard to cancel that. And then if they cancel, I don't give a money back policy. I don't have that. I say, hey, yeah, your deposit is not refundable, but I can apply it toward services, you know. So next time if you got junk removal, call me up. I'll apply that $20, whatever, you know, to your service. And guess what? They'll probably use you because they got money already invested. So anyway, that's the little tip of the day. Take a deposit. For dumpsters, I don't recommend not taking a full payment on a dumpster rental. Things go wrong. That's a lot of money on the table as far as dump fees. We got screwed one time. Someone overloaded a dumpster with roofing shingles. It was $400 overage, and they ghosted us, you know. And I eat that stuff. It's like, man, you know, I'll take it, and I'm gonna learn. I don't do it again. Well, I might do it again sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Stuff happens where I end up doing it twice, 3 times, 4 times, but then eventually you get sick of it and you're like, no more. You put your foot down, which is okay, man. You know, it's part of life. It's part of learning. And so anyhow, that's the biggest difference for me. It's collecting payments. It's the job is no sweat. It's easy. It's pretty straightforward. But it's the dealing with customers and the whole back and forth with junk removal, trying to get different pricing, and then the whole marketing behind it. And on top of everything, it's the presentation. You know, people don't want crazy people showing up to their house and just showing up unannounced and stuff like that. So it's kind of freaky for a lot of people. So I send a lot of pictures behind it. So what I'll do is I'll be like talking to them and everything. I'll give them all my information in a text, and then I'll put some pictures there. I'll put a video. I'll link a lot of these my Facebook or my my YouTube channel, so they can kind of see like, hey, yeah, Will's legit. He does these pictures. They can find me easily online, and I don't really have a problem with that. So yeah, so that's the tip of the day, guys. Leave your comments down below, how you do it, what's the best routes. I'm always learning. I would love to learn more ways to do it. So if you got a way that's really working for you guys, put it down below. Dumpster rentals, how are you guys doing that? Pricing, there's a lot of ways to price stuff. And yeah, put that down below. And if I see anything cool down there, I'll make a video on it. All right, guys, be safe out there. Make that cheddar, and be safe. God bless.